Hey girl, Nicole, I think you said. Uh, my name's Kevin. I totally stumbled into your video at random. Uh, Probably wouldn't have clicked on it if I had realized what I was stumbling into. But rather than just watching it quietly and going away, I know there's a lot of discrimination. A lot of people just don't understand transsexuality at all. I can sympathize somewhat. Yeah, so let me just explain some things. Um, I am a non-conformist. Starting actually in middle school, um, I started wearing different color socks, like fluorescent green on the left foot and fluorescent yellow on the right foot, stuff like that. And probably the worst part of it was the whole Punky Brewster thing, which I know you kids out there won't know what the hell I'm talking about unless you've combed through like Nick at Night or something. Uh, but it was a TV show about a girl who was a very free spirit who was adopted by, an old dude, pretty much a conformist. And I did enjoy the show. It didn't. I wasn't emulating her uh, or anything like that, and it probably was what uh, the Punky Brewster comments were probably what bugged me the most about mismatching my socks. The questions didn't bother me too much. Anyways, so starting in middle school, I began to just kind of try to make my own decisions in terms of a lot of things and abandon the societal norms that are so present in our culture, probably in most of human culture in general. America thinks of itself as a melting pot, land of the free. Yet there's still, proposals to ban gay marriage and all sorts of very discriminatory actions. Anyways, I also can identify with you somewhat just because I feel like I have a very feminine spirit. It's not that I feel that I'm a woman trapped in a man's body, per se. I mean, certainly I love women. Uh, I don't even really have a jealousy of women because they deal with so many issues that men don't have to. I mean, I've found myself walking down the streets or even through a graveyard to confront my fears at 3 or 4 in the morning and thinking about gender issues and realizing how lucky I am to be able to do that without fear. I mean, there still is fear, and especially when I walked through the graveyard, it was to confront my what I felt were irrational fears. But if you look at probabilities, I'm not at huge risk doing such things. Who victimize women. But as I said, I do feel I have a very feminine spirit. In terms of like dropping everything physical except for the fingernails. Oh, these are better. I just trimmed them and I'm about to actually upload that video, but I keep them pointed. They don't rip off as and anyways, But if you take all of the dichotomies that we associate with the two genders and ignore the physical attributes that we connect with women apply to me. Although I am a whole batch of contradictions and conflicts, so I mean, I do have a very logical mind, but I love intuition and wish it was stronger in me, and I wish I could cry because emotionally it's so cleansing. Anyways, so I identify strongly with the feminine spirit, if you will. But the thing I was thinking about transvestites, and I think this is why it kind of bugs me. And I hope you appreciate that. Obviously, I'm talking with you about this, and I'm going to have a couple questions for you if I can fit them into the time. But what I was thinking about that kind of bugs me about transvestites is simply that they seem to it seems like the whole point is to adopt the norms that we apply to women. Um, Most of my female friends are people who, perhaps are bisexual or certainly societal norms in that they don't feel like they have to wear high heels, they don't put on makeup every day, they don't, they're comfortable in jeans. They don't define themselves by these trappings, these physical trappings. The the yeah. So I guess what confuses me about transvestites, I can understand feeling like you're in the wrong gender, like your mind or your spirit was housed in the wrong vessel or something. I'm very comfortable in my body, although I have a dislike of the physical in general, in that I would rather dwell in the mind or emotions or on a spiritual level, and I hate like upkeep. Uh, School, I did not enjoy eating because I felt like, I mean, it reminded me of my mortality and how my physical needs and stuff like that. But okay, so my question, I guess, is, and the reason I'm asking you this is because you've already kind of led into this in talking about your tattoos, your masculine voice, abandoning your acrylic nails. So I was just curious your thoughts on this, that you're very focused on the physical, and I'm wondering why you feel that need, um, why that you're applying to yourself, and I think that's maybe what you're dealing with in your video is questioning. And it's interesting because of the community you're in, the friends you have, you feel this pressure to apply these stereotypes, and it bugs me. I mean, it makes me feel bad just because I feel like you should be able to be yourself, whatever that entails. So curious for your responses. I see I'm out of time. 10-minute videos. This I can't seem to do shorter with direct uploads. So anyways, I'm curious your thoughts on all that. I doubt I'll be searching through all your videos, but certainly I'm interested to hear what you have to say, or any other anecdotes, friends you know. I mean, it would be interesting for me to meet. I mean, does a butch transvestite exist? I mean, a butch T girl. I mean, can you do that?